Good evening, viewers. Welcome to Unique. This is your host, Dr. Akudo Ehirim. Welcome to the year of 2014. 2014 is your year of abundance, it's your year of settlement, it's your year of fruitfulness, and it's your year of double portion. This is the first show in the year 2014, and we are continuing with the topic, disability. How does it affect us as people? How do we look at it as a community? How do we look at children that are disabled in the community? Today in the studio, I have a guest. He is going to speak on this topic because it is a topic that is very dear to him. Dr. Ifeanyi Aniche, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Now that you have met Dr. Ifeanyi, before he starts talking, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Dr. Ifeanyi Aniche. He has been blind from the time he was 9 years old. He came to this country. He has a PhD in international relations, and he's here to give some words of encouragement to viewers out there. Being disabled is not a crime. Being disabled is not a sin. If you are knocked down, you get up and you start moving. You don't lay down there. You pick up your life and you do something out of it. You do something with your life until you reach your goal. That is what Dr. Ifeanyi is here to tell you today. So before we go any further, Dr. Ifeanyi, according to you, who is a disabled person?
Disability or disabled person depends on who you are talking about. I can tell you that someone who is blind is disabled.
Yes.
I can tell you that someone who is in wheelchair is disabled. I can tell you that somebody that is deaf is disabled. But all those things depends. You know, there's someone who is deaf who can argue with you, I'm not disabled.
I'm not disabled, exactly. It depends on the definition of it.
Yes. Because he is able to do something. The one that, you know, when we mention disability or disabled, people see that that person
is crippled.
Just cannot do anything.
Can't do nothing, exactly.
It's just a limitation. Some areas that we are limited. Like, I'm sorry, because when he was introducing me, I am visually impaired.
Okay, visually impaired. All right. Okay.
I am visually impaired. So, you know, when you say disabled, I am not disabled.
Exactly.
I have a limitation of sight.
Of sight. You know, this thing you said now is what I tell people. I'm very, very short-sighted. I am very, very short-sighted. Like I said in the earlier show, when I came to this country and I went to get my glasses, the doctor looked at me and said, oh my God, you are low vision. And because you're low vision, you're impaired. You know, you can get disability if you want. And I looked at him, I said, no, I'm not disabled. I'm just limited in my sight. I can't see things that are very fair, that are very far from me. I only see things that are close to me. But I don't think that is a limitation that will make me stop being who I'm supposed to be. Just like you. It didn't stop you. When was it the first time you came to America?
Well, I became visually impaired at the age of 9.
Okay.
And my people tried everything. I had measles.
Okay, as a child.
As a child.
Okay.
And the measles get into my eye, and that's all. You know, it was something like overnight.
Wow.
When in the morning, I had high fever. In the morning, when I opened my eye, I couldn't see.
Wow.
And
so you went from seeing the night before, the next morning you couldn't see anything.
So it was something my father and my mother couldn't handle. But glory be to God that I had people that know or supported me.
Exactly.
Because when you're talking about handicap or disability or disabled, it depends who is with you.
The support system.
Support
the people
system.
around you.
So when I became visually impaired, after the trial, after they have taken me to all the hospital, nothing happened. So there's nothing they can do. So I came home and joined my other kids to do whatever they're doing.
You played along with everybody.
I played along.
Exactly.
I play soccer.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Play soccer, people put me, I don't care. I play soccer. If ball pass me, ball pass everybody. So what is it's my own, not different.
Exactly.
If you put me in the goal, I can't catch it. It doesn't mean everybody,
Everybody there that can see can catch it.
Catch it.
Exactly.
So I didn't know that there was much different. So the kids also that are around me did not see me as somebody who has limitation.
Okay.
So I was short. I was the king, the leader.
That's nice.
So whatever, So I didn't really.
It didn't affect you. Exactly.
Feel it much, because I do whatever the other kids are doing. I can canoe. I jump into the river and jump into the boat and carry my boat and go wherever and come back and anchor it where I got it.
Wow.
So I didn't know the difference. So if I made any mistake, I see it. I don't see it that I didn't. I see
it
was
it because of your disability.
I ride a bike.
Yeah. Wow.
I hit people, but I don't know that I hit them because I'm blind. I see it's accident. That's what I see. So when I finally start going to school, because my school was interrupted. Finally, I started school again. I went to a school for the blind in Oji River.
Okay.
And from there, I went to CKC for my secondary school, CKC Onitsha.
Onitsha, okay.
And from there, I came over here. In Nigeria, really, those who are, especially the handicapped people, they are very, very eager to do something. They want to go to school. Don't beg them. Don't beg them to. They want to go to school. They want to be somebody.
Something. They want to be somebody.
They want to contribute. So when I went to CKC, I want to come to United States. I was asking myself, I would have gone to Nigerian school. I would have, wanted to be, everybody, most of my friends were lawyers. They went to medical school, law schools.
Law schools.
I said, oh, if I want to be a lawyer, I want to go overseas so that I can, and I will have a wild view. So when I come, I can, so it will not be just around here. So that's what motivated me to go to come to America, because I want to see the wild view of what is going on.
Okay. Okay. While you were saying, you said something about the support system. And in the previous show, we said something about that with Ijama too. It's not about being disabled. It's not about the disability. It's all about the people around you. How do they see you? How do they work with you? Because when people around you begin to see that you can't do stuff for yourself and everybody wants to chip in and help you, it's very frustrating. But if they can be there and encourage you and let you, your friends when you were younger, they were there for you. They didn't make you feel like, hey, you can't see the ball. They even acted like you were seeing the ball more than them. And that boosted you up. That gave you the boost you needed. Yes. Okay, when you came to America, were there some challenges? Did you see some challenge? Was it different from Nigeria? Being visually impaired in Nigeria and coming here, was it different? Was there anything different?
Well, the difference was that when I was in Nigeria, that I was surrounded with people that knows me, and my family and my friends, and so that's the difference. When I came here, I don't have anybody. I came here alone.
Alone, okay.
I have nobody, so I have to start everything afresh to have friends and to, so the system here is okay. It's very, very good. I can't. There's no way I can compare it with Nigeria, because Nigeria, there's no structure for anything.
Okay.
So if you are blind or if you're whatever, you have to make it on your own.
On your own. Okay.
But at least here you have some help. Even though the discrimination is the same.
Both in Nigeria and in America.
Yes.
Okay. Can you explain that a little bit?
Well, people still see you thinking that you don't have sense.
Because you can't see
that. Especially, that's what I'm talking about when you're talking about disability. Deaf people will tell you different story.
Okay.
And someone that is in wheelchair will tell you different story. And someone who is blind will tell different story. The same thing, someone who has a problem with mental issues
and stuff like
they will
that.
tell because it's the way people see them is quite different. Especially someone who is blind or visually impaired. Because people think since you can't see them, you may not know what is going on, or that
you're not aware.
You're not aware. I go to hospital sometimes with my friend. And the doctor to ask what is wrong with you. He asked my friend, what is wrong with him?
Like you can't talk.
Like
like you don't know what is wrong. You can't see. That doesn't mean you can't talk.
So what is wrong with him? What is his name? I'm there. With all my PhD, I can't speak. You can ask somebody what is wrong with him? What is his name? I mean, but if somebody is in the wheelchair, he will look at him, he will not ask. He will
ask the same question. Exactly.
He will not answer the same question. The same thing. If somebody is in the deaf community, he will not. But because I can't see him, he feel that I don't know anything. Yeah, I will be like, maybe I don't hear him. Yeah. Even I can't reason. Some people think since he can't see, he can't reason. I was when I was in Missouri, this lady was sitting next to me all the time. So one day, he finally said something to me. He said, "No, I used to see you on the way when we are coming to class, but I don't want to say hi to you. Because I thought if I say hi, you may not know where you are going anymore. Maybe it would distract you. They said that you count your steps." I said, "Oh my God, I must be genius. If I can count my steps from the dormitory to my class, man, I must be something. So my step must be equal because,
all the time.
Yeah.
Or you miss where you're going." But
so that's how people reason.
That's the truth. That's the truth. And like you said, the discrimination is still there.
It's still there.
When you can't see, people automatically think you can't hear.
Yeah.
And those of us that can't hear, people automatically think they don't have sense.
Yes.
Disability doesn't take anything away from your brain. No. Because I can't see doesn't mean you are not smart. Yes. You have a PhD. That didn't mean you went to school. You passed all your classes. That doesn't mean because you can't see, but that is the fear out there. And that is why, especially in the African community, when we have children that are disabled, we try to hide them because we are ashamed. We feel people will look at you like, oh, something is wrong with you, or something is wrong with the mother, or something is wrong with the child.
It is the belief that, well, if something happened, if you happened to you, it must be what you did.
You did, exactly.
So because of that, if you have somebody that is blind, oh, maybe it's what your father did,
or your great-grandfather did.
That's what. So that's why people are, especially at home in Nigeria, people, Africa, they hide it, thinking, oh, people will say that it's what, oh, who knows what is going on in that family. But it is not so.
It's not so.
It is not so.
It's not so.
It's not so. So blind, when you have somebody that is disabled or in any or deformed in any way, you need to support him. Yes. The way that I made it is because I have a support. My family never acted like
something
I
was
have
wrong with you.
with me. The same show they give others, they give to me. You must do this, you must wash the plate, you must do this, you must do it, you must sweep the house, you must do this. You know, I did all those things. But whether I did it right or not,
It
but at
doesn't
least
matter.
I
At
did
least you did
something.
it.
You know, so with that, I have the confidence to go out, because it's how you see your child, that's how he will behave.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know, if you see him as somebody disabled, the other people will see him the same way.
Exactly.
Our neighbors did not know that I'm
You were blind.
visually
Exactly.
impaired, because I was doing everything.
Everything every other child
They
was
still
doing.
asking, I thought that boy is not, can't see. That's, I say, yeah, he can see. No, I don't believe. Because I do. I go and swim in the river. I carry my boat, and and come the boat. I go across the river and do whatever. I come back, so nobody know quite how serious my blindness is, because I'm doing what the other kids are doing.
And there's something you said now I wanted you to highlight a little bit about. You said your family did not treat you any differently. You see, when they gave everybody chores, they gave you one too. Like we always say, your family system will determine how people treat you. I tell my audience, I tell my viewers all the time, people treat you exactly the way you treat yourself. You carry yourself with respect, people will respect you. You value yourself, people will value you. You love yourself, people will love you. Your family did not treat you differently. They didn't look at you as being handicapped. They looked at you as a normal Ifeanyi that God gave them. And you acted likewise. Your neighbors were shocked. They didn't even know that you were vision impaired, because your family made sure that you had a normal childhood. And that's what our parents out there, viewers out there, please, before we continue, if you have a disabled child, a handicapped child, treat them like you would treat your normal child. It is just a little limitation. He can't hear, he can't see, he can't walk. It is a tiny limitation that doesn't define who your child is. Other qualities define your child. Let those qualities shine. Don't concentrate on the negative and keep your child and hide your child. Let their positive shine, because that is the only way they can reach their purpose. Now, Dr. Ifeanyi, let's get back to you. When you came to this country and all with all these shortcomings, how did you finally make it? Apart from your family system, apart from the support you had, what is that thing that made you say, hey, I got to do this for me, not for any other person, but for me?
Well, as I said, that everybody in Nigeria wants to be somebody.
Exactly.
Everybody wants to be somebody. So, I mean, I want to be somebody. I want to be contributing in the community.
Society, exactly.
So it wasn't really anything to me. It's not something that I hesitate or think twice. It's because everybody is looking for opportunity to do something in Nigeria. Every kid. The only limitation we have in Nigeria is that you don't have money, or you don't have admission, or you couldn't do it. But everybody wants to be somebody. So it wasn't a problem for me. It's not something I didn't even sit down to think twice.
Should I do or
should I do? So when I got an opportunity to go to school, because people think, since he's blind, what can he do? So he can sit at home. So they were surprised when they find that I was in school, or even that I was in in secondary school.
Yes.
People were surprised. And people even thinking that I have how can he be in a normal school? Because, it's a normal school.
Yeah.
So it wasn't anything. Everybody, and so it wasn't anything for me. I was struggling. My mental is, can I get admission?
Can I get there? If I get there, I will do it.
Can I get admission?
Okay.
So even I don't care whether I came here alone. So I don't have anybody to say that after me. Especially even the school I went to, I think 2 or 3 Nigerians were there. So it wasn't like going to where other people
Other
are.
people are.
You know, so it wasn't. I didn't see it as anything. It wasn't. It wasn't difficult. It's not a difficult decision to me because I never felt that I cannot do it. You know. So as I said, the support and people that are around me, my friends, everybody wants to be somebody.
And you wanted to be
So
somebody
I wanted
too.
to be somebody.
Exactly.
I never, and due to that, I have not been laid back or been put aside. So I never felt that I cannot do what others are not doing. And everybody, I had a friend, one of us, my time boy that came to America the first time, who was so happy for when he was leaving. And I said, oh, very soon I'll be there. So it wasn't a big decision, a big, to do.
It wasn't anything hard. It just came natural. You just said, hey,
yeah,
I'm going to amount to something. Yeah. And you did that. Let me go a little bit further. You are married, right?
Yes.
Okay. When you decided to get married, can you tell me how it felt when you met the one? How did she feel? You know, most times women, for example, would say, oh no, oh, he can't see. What if he can't see me? You know, that the same discrimination we have. How was it getting married? You know, finding the loved one, getting married, dating her. How was it?
You know, everything, you know, even though I would say you do this, your family do this, everything is God.
Exactly.
You know, if you trust in the Lord and if you are praying, God will help you along the way. I trust the Lord. I pray for a wife. I didn't get married on time. I didn't get married on time. You know, I kind of late. So when when the time came, I have several choices. My brothers introduced me to this and this and that.
Dr. Ifeanyi, you were hot stuff. You were too hot.
So, but I had I had another friend also who close to me was talking about his sister. So when they were pressuring me to get married, and everyone has his own girl for me to talk to.
They all had them lined up. If I talk to this, if I talk to that.
So I said, well, I think it's better for me to find my own. So I called my friend and said, what about your sister? Is still available? He said, yeah. So I called her. And she was, she answered me. And so I talked to her, you know. So we keep talking, and, you know, finally I told her, you know, that, you know, this is
what you want.
Well, I said, I even short. I said, hey, do you believe? He said, do you believe what? I said, well, do you think I have been calling you for just to find someone to talk for in Nigeria? So anyway, it wasn't really, as I said, God. When God is on your side, and when you trust God and pray for God, God will make a way. And it was easy for me, and as I said, it was easy for me to find a wife. It wasn't that difficult. It wasn't difficult.
Okay. Because, you know, some people will say, oh, because I can't see, or oh, because I can't hear, or oh, because I'm on a wheelchair, you know, there will be nobody there to love me, or there will be nobody there. But love knows no discrimination. Love knows no color. Love doesn't see blindness. Love doesn't see cripple. Love doesn't see death. Love is love. And if you find somebody that loves you, they love you for who you are. And apparently your wife loves you for who you are, not for what you can see or what you can see. And, you know, viewers out there.
I'm a handsome boy.
That's good, Dr. Ifeanyi. You are a handsome man. I can give you credit for that. You are a handsome man and you're a funny man too. And you know, women love humor. Women love humor. So you are funny and you're a handsome man. I'll give you credit for that. So viewers out there, please, 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 don't let disability keep you away from happiness. If there is somebody out there you love, there is somebody out there you want to go talk to, go out there and talk to them and don't look back. Because one thing you should understand is that love is love. Love knows no boundaries. Love knows no barriers. Now, before we wrap up, Dr. Ifeanyi, do you have any words of advice for these people out there, for the viewers? What are you going to tell them? This is 2014. Somebody out there is watching this show, and maybe all their life they have felt, oh, I'm blind, there are certain things I can't do. Oh, I'm deaf, there are certain things I can't do. I have some mental issues, so there are certain things I can't do. I want you to look into the camera and tell them, hey, I did this. You can do it. Keep them, talk to them.
There's nothing that you cannot do if you put your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you are visually impaired, or that you are in wheelchair, or that you are deaf, or that you have mental problem, or all kinds of disability. But the main thing is for you to make up your mind what you want to be. Don't listen to what people will say. No, I mean, there'll be a lot of insulting on the way.
On the way.
But, I mean, even I was in school, even in my PhD
classes
program, a professor told me, I think you are wasting much time. What are you struggling to, what I mean?
What are you going to do with a PhD?
What are you doing? You're not spending your time well.
And that's a professor. Wow.
Yes, a professor. He didn't know much. He didn't. He would say the way he sees it. So, but it's you. It's not what people say. It's what you want to be. What do you want yourself to be? Do you want to be somebody that contributes, or do you want somebody that will be looking at somebody to give you? So, if you have disabled, just don't look at people, what they say. And again, if you have somebody that is, if you are a mother or a father or a brother, support your brother, your
disabled family member.
Give him all you can, because it's the way you see him. That's how the outside will see him.
Yes.
The way you treat him, that's where other people will treat him. If you are, when somebody, I remember in Nigeria, when I was in Nigeria, I loved to visit other people that are disabled, especially, just to see.
Just to see, just to look at them.
Some people, when they put them in the back.
They hide them. They actually hide them.
They don't want anybody to know. They can go there and talk to them, but when people come, oh, no, go back.
They close the door. They close the door.
They don't want. So show your brother who is handling, or your sister who is handling, show him love. Show him he's able. That is a limitation. You yourself have certain things you cannot do. There are certain things you cannot do. Even though you can see, even though you can walk, even though you can talk, even though you can hear, there are certain things you cannot do.
Exactly.
So that somebody cannot see does not mean that he cannot reason or talk or do other things. Especially nowadays that computer is all and all.
Exactly.
When I was in school, computer was just coming out. People read for me into the tape. I listen. I make a note in Braille. But today, you have computer that can read. You have, it's no problem.
Technology has changed the whole thing.
Changed everything. So there's nothing you can hide there. There was a time, I think it was here, about 10 years ago or more than that. I saw a Nigerian who told me that he has somebody that is deaf. And I was trying to get him to know people that will help him. I don't know. He didn't call me again.
Because he don't want anybody to know.
I don't know what happened to that child today. As some of us do, they send their child back home. That is double punishment.
Yes.
Because you can help him or her. Help her. Support him. Support her. Give her love. Just whatever other kids are doing. involve him or her, he will do it. So my advice to you is that try to support your child, your brother or your sister. Don't see him or her differently, because the whole world is seeing him, is looking at you. As I'm going now, you know, when people see me on the way, I don't ask for much help, because they are the one who asks, do you need the help? But if I don't dress well, I can, if I say, excuse me, they'll thinking that I'm asking them for money.
For money.
But if I dress well, I will not even ask for help. They will come out, oh, you need help?
People will volunteer to help.
Because, excuse me, they see me clean. They see me that oh, maybe I will be someone like that. But if I'm not dressed well, they will not do that. So the same thing, if you don't see your child or your brother as somebody, other people will not see him.
Okay.
But if you can do it, other people will follow you.
Okay.
And I think in our paper say, whatever you call your dog, that's what he will answer. You know. So my advice for you is to please don't hide your brother or your sister, or if you are handicapped, don't hide yourself. That's something when I came here new. You know, in Nigeria, we don't use cane, white cane. So when I came here, they were teaching me how to use white cane to go.
To walk around.
To walk around. To me, it's oh man, I didn't like it. So people would know that I'm blind. That's my. People would know that I'm blind when they see this white cane in my hand. And then one day they say, what stupid I am. A man like me walking with someone holding me. Everybody know that I'm blind.
Exactly.
So what then?
What's the difference?
What's different that I'm walking alone, doing it?
You're walking with somebody holding you,
know?
and walking with a stick. It's the same thing.
So now that I have more freedom, that I have, walking on my own, you know. So just the way, you see yourself, that's how others will see you. If you can project yourself that, oh, that thing is nothing for me.
And people will begin to see you that way.
But if you start looking, oh, woe to me, or this and this.
Crying all over it.
So nothing, there's nothing you cannot do. There's nothing you cannot do. And when I was in school, undergraduate, I went this class, I think it was psychology class or a government class, I forgot now. But after the exam, people are going to the professor to ask for, oh, I missed this, you need to give me a mark for this. So one day I went, and I was telling the professor, I'm using Braille, sometimes I don't get. The man said, look at me, said, Ifeanyi, say, Aniche, yes, whatever you're using, sharpen it. Sharpen it. Whatever you're using. From that day till I finished my PhD, I didn't ever go to professor to
ask for anything.
Ask for anything.
Because you wanted to use your excuse of the Braille to get more marks. So but the man told you, no, you don't need that. Sharpen it.
Whatever you're using, sharpen it. So whatever handicap you have, make it to be something. Don't lay back and say, this is the end of my life. No, you can do it.
Okay. Viewers, you have had it from Dr. Ifeanyi Chukwu Aniche. You have had it. I will tell you, like I always say, when people say you're going to die, please don't roll over and die. When people say, hey, you're not going to amount to anything, please don't roll over and actually not amount to anything. When people say, hey, you will never make it, please don't roll over and never make it. Always give people the opposite of what they say you're going to do. If they say you're not going to make it, work hard and make it and show them, hey, I have made it. If they say you're going to die, make sure you do everything humanly possible and live so that they will see that you're living. Whether you're disabled or you're not disabled, just like Dr. Ifeanyi said, so you might be blind, you might be on a wheelchair. Diabetes can be a disability.
Oh, yeah.
When you are in school, some of us didn't know math in school. That can be your disability. Some of us don't know language arts. You can't read, you can't write. That can be a disability. Whatever disability you're fighting with, remember, it doesn't define who you are. Get up, move on. We are in this great country of America. There are so many resources out there. Get up, pick up the phone, get your yellow pages, go on the internet, find help for yourself. Find help for your child. Find help for that family member that is disabled. Hiding them inside the room, closing the door when visitors are around, telling them not to speak or talk when visitors are around is not going to help that child. Help that child become an individual, an independent individual who can survive and, just like Dr. Ifeanyi said, and be a contributing individual in the society. It doesn't matter what they do. He can have a PhD like Dr. Ifeanyi, or he can be a plumber, or he can be a receptionist, or he can be bagging in the grocery store. It doesn't matter, but make sure they are contributing their quota in this great community we live in. Make sure they are doing something that makes them feel good. Support system out there. Just like Dr. Ifeanyi said, support each other. Love your family member. It can happen to you. It can happen to any of us. Dr. Ifeanyi went to sleep a night before seeing, and he woke up the next morning, he was blind. It can happen to me. It can happen to you. How would you want people to treat you? Do you want people to stop talking to you because something is wrong with you? Do you want people to stop being your friend because you're disabled? Do you want your family member to cast you aside because you're disabled? What you do not want others to do to you, please don't do it to others. What you know you appreciate people to do to you, make sure you give it to the same people out there. It can happen to any of us. Remember, like I always say, you are special and you're unique in your own way. Unique in your way, unique in the way you talk, unique in your way of walking. Everything about you is unique. And you are unique because you're wonderfully and beautifully made. Till next time, thank you very much and have a nice week.